Michael Jackson was assuming bedrock with you, a giant amphitheater, a backbeat chock-full mid-song, abashed by what he was hearing. Someone in the army was singing harmony, so altogether that it articulate like a professional recording. But it was just Jennifer Walsh from New Jersey. It was August 26th, 1988, at Giant Amphitheater in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Michael Jackson was assuming the final appearance of his Bad Apple Tour's American leg, and the activity in the amphitheater was absolutely electric. The 78,000 admirers arranged into every bench were experiencing what many would afterwards alarm: the greatest concert performance they had any time witnessed. But what cipher in that massive stadium expected was that the night's most memorable moment wouldn't appear from Michael Jackson alone. It would come from the bewitched blow between superstar aptitude and hidden adeptness that happened to begin music in the most abrupt place. Jennifer Marie Walsh was a 19-year-old music student from Trenton, New Jersey, sitting in section 314, row 28, bench 15, about as far from the stage as it was accessible to be, while still Actuality Central Giant Stadium. She had bought the cheapest admission available because it was all she could allow on her part-time job, Bacon from Alive, at a Bounded Almanac store. Jennifer had been singing she was 4 years old, but she had never performed for anyone outside her actual family. She was painfully shy, belief music education at Rutgers University, with dreams of becoming a aerial academy choir ambassador. In a baby boondock's breadth, she could allotment her love of music afterwards, accepting to be the center of attention. But Jennifer had one amazing allowance that alike she didn't absolutely understand: absolute pitch and a congenital adeptness to create harmonies that assumed to appear from somewhere above her acquainted mind. When she heard music, she didn't just hear the melody. She heard all the harmonic possibilities, all the ways voices could alloy calm to create something added admirable than any single voice could accomplish alone. Jennifer had been a Michael Jackson fan since childhood, not aloof because of his dancing or his fame, but because of the pure musicality in his voice. She had spent endless hours alert to his albums, acquirements, every articulate run, every breath, every attenuate articulation that made his singing so distinctive. When Michael Jackson began the aperture notes of Bedrock with You, Jennifer felt something she had never experienced before at a live concert. Despite being hundreds of anxiety abroad from the stage, despite actuality amidst by 78,000 screaming fans, she could apprehend Michael's voice with absolute clarity. Added than that, she could apprehend the harmonic space around his voice, the agreeable territory where addition articulation could fit perfectly without aggressive or clashing with his lead vocal. Afterwards thinking, without planning, afterwards any acquaintance of what she was doing, Jennifer Walsh began singing A Chord to Bedrock with You. But this wasn't aloof singing forth like the rest of the crowd. Jennifer was creating an adult harmonic accompaniment, finding addendum that complemented Michael's articulate band in agency that enhanced rather than interfered with his performance. Her voice, admitting she was unaware of it, was accustomed remarkably well in the stadium's acoustics. The combination of her accustomed projection, the stadium's complete design, and the perfect angle of her harmonies was creating article extraordinary. Michael Jackson was about halfway through Bedrock with You, absolutely in his element. A back article unprecedented happened. He began audition something that shouldn't accept been possible. Perfect harmonic accessory to his vocal that wasn't advancing from his backing vocalists. At first, Michael thought their ability be a technical malfunction. Perhaps his abatement track was arena at the amiss aggregate, or his monitors were acrimonious up something unusual. But as he connected singing, he realized that the accord he was hearing was live, spontaneous, and incredibly sophisticated. Michael began attractive out into the crowd, aggravating to locate the source of this abstruse voice. The harmony was so precise, so musical, so perfectly timed with his articulate phrasing that it had to be advancing from someone with austere training and talent. Gradually, Michael began afterward, the sound with his eyes, scanning sections of the amphitheater until he began to narrow down the accepted breadth area the voice was advancing from. That's a back. He did something that had never happened before in his concert career. Michael Jackson stopped singing in the average of Rock With You and captivated up his duke for the band to stop playing. Giant Stadium fell into a bashed blackout as Michael walked to the advanced of the date with his microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen," Michael announced, "someone out there has an absurd articulation, and I charge to find you." The amphitheater bashed with excitement and confusion. Nobody understood what was happening, but everyone could faculty that something special was about to occur. I was just performing Bedrock with you, and Addition in the Admirers was singing. A chord that was so beautiful, so absolute, that I have to accommodate you. Michael continued, "Whoever you are, wherever you're sitting, please stand up and sing a few curves so I can find you." Jennifer Walsh, sitting in her nosebleed seats, acquainted her heartstop. There was no way Michael Jackson was talking about her. There were 78,000 people in the stadium, professional backup singers, musicians, industry professionals. Surely he wasn't referring to a shy academy apprentice from New Jersey. "Come on," Michael encouraged the crowd. "Don't be shy. Let me apprehend that admirable articulation again." Jennifer's company in the seats abutting to her, Kelly Morrison and Amanda Rodriguez from her Rutgers music program, began pushing her to angle up. "Jenny, it's you!" Kelly aside urgently. "You were singing harmony. We heard you, and apparently, so did Michael Jackson." "I can't," Jennifer aside back, paralyzed with terror. "There's no way he heard me from up here, but Michael wasn't giving up. I apperceive you're out there," he said into his microphone. "You have a allowance that needs to be shared. Please sing aloof a few curve of rock with you so I can acquisition. You." The stadium fell silent, 78,000 bodies cat and mouse, to see who would acknowledge to Michael Jackson's call. Finally, encouraged by her company and apprenticed by a adventuresomeness she didn't apperceive she possessed, Jennifer Walsh stood up in Area 314 and began singing "Rock With You All Through the Night." Jennifer's voice, clear and accurate, and altogether pitched, carried through the amphitheater like it was designed for that exact acoustic space. The accord she created was so beautiful, so abrupt, that the entire stadium fell into a bashed silence. Michael Jackson, continuing on the stage, hundreds of anxiety away, smiled the biggest smile anyone had any time apparent, him smile in concert. "There you are," he said into his microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen, do you apprehend that? That's one of the best admirable choir I've ever heard." The amphitheater erupted in applause, but Michael captivated up his duke for quiet. "What's your name?" he alleged out, though he couldn't possibly hear Jennifer's acknowledgement from that distance. Fortunately, the stadium's sophisticated sound arrangement included army microphones designed to abduction admirers' reaction. The complete engineer's acumen, what was happening bound, activated the microphone abutting to Jennifer's section. "Jennifer Walsh," she replied, her articulation now amplified throughout the stadium. "Jennifer Walsh," Michael repeated, "would you like to appear down here and accomplishment this song with me?" What happened abutting took about 20 account and became one of the best extraordinary scenes in concert history. Jennifer Walsh, guided by amphitheater aegis and cheered on by 78,000 fans, fabricated her way from the high akuta of giant amphitheater to the date breadth Michael Jackson was waiting. The army didn't apperception the delay. They were witnessing something unprecedented, article that could never be planned or rehearsed. They began chanting Jennifer. Jennifer, as she made her way through the stadium concourses, aback, Jennifer assuredly reached the stage. She was afraid with nervousness, but aglow with excitement. Michael took her duke and led her to center stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael announced, please welcome Jennifer Walsh, who aloof accepted that amazing aptitude can be begin anywhere. What followed was the best, beautiful, spontaneous affiliation in concert history. Michael and Jennifer performed Bedrock with You Calm, with Jennifer providing harmonies that assumed to drag Michael's already absurd articulate achievement to even greater heights. But the abracadabra went beyond aloof, the agreeable collaboration. Michael, analysis Jennifer's nervousness, guided her through the achievement with gentle encouragement, allowance her feel comfortable and assured on stage. Just chase my lead, he aside to her during an active break. You belong here. As Jennifer airy into the performance, her accustomed musical instincts took over. She began adding vocal runs and harmonies that complemented Michael's appearance perfectly, creating an agreeable chat that sounded like it had been apposite for months. The 78,000 admirers at Giant Stadium were witnessing article they knew they would never see again. The spontaneous creation of agreeable abracadabra amid a global superstar and a complete unknown. In 1988, there was no internet, no social media, no way for moments to go viral in the way we accept today. But what happened abutting, accepted that extraordinary moments consistently found ways to advance about the world. Hundreds of admirers in the admirers were recording the concert on camcorders and audio equipment. The moment Michael invited Jennifer on stage, those recording accessories captured something that would be shared, copied, and passed around for decades. Within weeks, bootleg recordings of Jennifer and Michael's affiliation were circulating among Michael Jackson fan clubs. About the world, music industry professionals began gluttonous out copies of the recording. Amazed by the natural chemistry amid the two voices, radio DJs started arena audio clips from the duet, anecdoting it as one of the most beautiful, alive, articulate performances they had any time heard. Afterwards, the concert, Michael arrived Jennifer and her friends backstage. He spent over an hour talking with Jennifer about her musical background, her studies, and her dreams for the future. Jennifer, Michael said as the black was ending, you accept a gift that the apple needs to hear. Have you any time advised a able music career? I've dreamed about it, Jennifer admitted, but I'm too shy for performing, and I don't accept the connections or the money to breach into the industry. Michael smiled. What if I told you that backwardness can be overcome and that access and money are problems I can advise you solve? Over the next hour, Michael categorical an offer that would change Jennifer's life. He wanted to accommodate her as a featured vocalist on his accessible album, and he was able to accommodate her with voice coaching, achievement training, and industry mentorship to advise her develop a able career. Jennifer Walsh's life afflicted overnight. She spent the next year alive with Michael's vocal coaches and achievement specialists, developing her date attendance while maintaining the accustomed accurate sound that had captured Michael's attention. In 1989, Jennifer was featured on 3 advances of Michael's Dangerous album, including a stunning affiliation adaptation of Bedrock with You that became one of the album's most beloved songs. But Jennifer's success went above her assignment. With Michael, her appearance at Giant Amphitheatre had been seen by several music industry executives, and she began receiving offers for recording contracts, backup vocal work, and songwriting collaborations. By 1992, Jennifer had appeared her own debut album, which went platinum abundantly on the backbone of her acceptability as the girl who sang with Michael Jackson at Giant Stadium. Michael Jackson and Jennifer Walsh maintained a close professional and claimed relationship for the blow of Michael's life. Jennifer provided abetment vocals for several of his afterwards albums and tours, but more importantly, they developed a musical partnership based on 18-carat account and shared affection for articulate artistry. Michael accomplished me that. Aptitude, means nothing if you don't accept the adventuresomeness to share it. Jennifer said in a 2009 interview afterwards, Michael's afterlife that night at Giant Stadium, "He gave me the courage to accept in myself as a performer." Jennifer was one of the featured performers at Michael Jackson's memorial account Breadth. She sang Rock With You as an accolade to the man who had discovered her articulation and afflicted her life. Today, there's an applique at Matif Stadium, which replaced Giant Stadium, commemorating the night back Michael Jackson accepted that amazing aptitude can be begin anywhere. The applique reads in memory of the abracadabra that happens when artists accept to their audiences. August 26, 1988. Every above artisan who performs at Matif Amphitheatre is told the adventure of Michael and Jennifer, and abounding have incorporated moments of audience interaction into their own shows, hoping to actualize agnate bewitched connections. The adventure of Michael Jackson and Jennifer Walsh reminds us that extraordinary aptitude exists everywhere, often hidden in the best unexpected places. It takes addition with the wisdom and aplomb to listen, absolutely listen to admit and breeding. That talent when they appointment it. Michael could have artlessly accustomed Jennifer's beautiful singing and connected with his show. Instead, he chose to stop everything, acquisition her in an army of 78,000 people, and actualize an opportunity that would change her activity forever. In doing so, he approved that true artistry isn't aloof about individual performance. It's about recognizing artistic abatement in others and having the generosity to allotment your platform with them. Jennifer Walsh went on to have an acknowledged recording career, but she never forgot the assignment Michael taught her that night, that music is most admirable aback it brings people together rather than ambience them apart. She accustomed the Hidden Voices Foundation in 2005, which provides scholarships and performance opportunities for accomplished adolescent singers who abridgment the assets to pursue professional music careers. Michael Jackson began me in an army of 78,000 people. Jennifer says to the young singers she mentors, that agency, there's no army too big, no dream too hidden, no articulation too quiet to be discovered. You just accept to be adventurous, abundant to sing. The affiliation that went viral before the internet existed accepted that some moments are so powerful, so beautiful, so absolutely effective that they don't need technology to advance about the world. They advance through the hearts of everyone who assemblage them. Sometimes the best important discoveries happen when we stop assuming and start listening. And sometimes, if we're very lucky, we acquisition choir that accomplish our own music added admirable than we ever imagined it could. B, if this incredible story of advertent hidden aptitude moved you, accomplish abiding to subscribe and hit that thumbs up button. Allotment this video with someone who has a hidden aptitude that deserves to be recognized. Accept you ever witnessed addition get apparent in an unexpected moment. Let us perceive in the comments. And don't balloon to arena that notification. Alarm for added amazing true stories about the moments aback ordinary people become amazing through the power of music.